Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
So fam, are you not tired of the folks coming up to you and asking why they cannot use the N-word? Aren't you tired of explaining to them why they can't use it? Well, perhaps if they hear it from one of their folks who breaks it down as to why, maybe they'll have a better understanding. Take a look.
Why can't I use the N-word? Have you ever had somebody say this or just seen somebody in this zone where they're like, I don't get it? I have had to deal with this with my millennial friends and my Gen Z friends, who grew up with this word in music, specifically rap, and they were able to say it around their black friends, and their black friends didn't say anything because they were being nice and didn't want to smack them in the mouth. Because you shouldn't is not a good answer. You need to know the answer. The reason is because the N-word started out, obviously, as the most hated word, the most despicable word that you could use toward somebody in the black community. And in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, through music, it was converted. N-I-G-G-E-R was converted to N-I-G-G-A, which interpreted meant brother or friend. That is a word that the black community owns. It's not for me to use. That's called cultural appropriation, and we don't do it. Black Americans can use that word with friends and whoever they choose because it's theirs. It is not mine. I don't get to borrow it. White Americans have this habit of borrowing for free stuff that the black community has invented that is not ours. We don't do that. And because this is connected to the worst word you can say about the black community, why would you want to do it anyway?
I, for one, am not a proponent of using that word in any iteration of it. ER at the end, A at the end. Nobody in my circle, nobody in my family, friends, co-workers, nobody uses that word as a term of endearment. We don't use it. I'm just going to say that. So what I don't agree with that this man said is that we are taking a word that's ours, and that this is why, or one of the reasons why anyway, that the folks can't use it. It's not our word, as far as I'm concerned. It is a disgusting, negative word. And the problem I have is that our community uses it with each other. Some of our community uses it with each other. Some of our community actually uses it as a term of endearment towards the folks as well. So they're sitting here saying, I hear you guys saying it. Some of you say it to me and say, what's up, my N-word? And then I also hear it in your songs. And so when I am rhyming off what I hear in a rap song, I'm not allowed to say it, but it's in the lyrics. So I can somewhat see the confusion, but I'm not giving them a pass. Don't get me wrong, because they all know as much as we know what that word represents. And it's nothing positive. We all know what it represents. We all know what it meant for our ancestors way back in the days of slavery, right through to today. It's still a word of discrimination. So for me personally, I do not co-sign on using that word. Now, what though would the folks think though, if we're always using it? And why they ask this question? I know they just want to use it. They do. So when they see us doing it, they're like, well, I really want to say it too, right? It's not okay by any race of people. We don't hear other races using, I guess, the equivalent of a term like that with them. We don't hear the South Asian community calling each other some derogatory or racial slur. We don't hear the folks calling each other that, Italians, Greeks, you name it. We don't hear them doing it. We're the only race of people that do that. And if I'm wrong, please, by all means, prove it to me that you hear other races of people using a term like that, which is the N-word, towards each other, but in their ethnicity, whatever word it is that they deem to be a racial slur. I've not heard it. I don't see them doing it. Again, we're the only ones that do it. And so if we're doing it, what example are we setting for them when they hear us saying it to each other? Just think about it. What example are we setting? We have to be the change. We have to be the ones to say, we don't want to be using that word and we don't want you using it either. But to say, you can't use it, but we keep saying it to each other, we look like hypocrites. That's just my personal opinion. I know that some of you will not agree with me, and that's fine. That's just my opinion. But let me know what you think about what this man has said. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News app. You can grab it at the Google or Apple store or head over to africandiasporanews.org and download it there. Wonderful content you won't see here or anywhere else, so download that app. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Black Experience with Emma Ansah. Until next time, please be safe, everyone.